darkness turns to light, all the trouble fades away into nothing. When the moon can touch the sky, all the love in your heart, I can see it rising. When the cloud cover starts to break, you can feel the sun rays over your shoulder. When the storm moves in your head, close your eyes and don't be waiting, but hold on. It's not too late to fight, the game has just begun. When you're done once in a while, you can climb a path again. And every day and night, moments never go away. There's no need to be afraid. You can climb a path again. There's no need to be afraid. When it's raining all the days, and you long for a smile that was almost forgotten. When you're searching for a change, you will find in your life what has kept you from falling. It's not too late to fight, the game has just begun. When you're done once in a while, you can climb a path again. And every day and night, moments never go away. There's no need to be afraid. You can climb a path again. There's no need to be afraid. When the darkness turns to light, all the trouble fades away into nothing. When the moon can touch the sky, all the love in your heart, I can see it rising. When the cloud cover starts to break, you can feel the sun rays over your shoulder. When the storm moves in your head, close your eyes and don't be waiting, but hold on. It's not too late to fight, the game has just begun. When you're done once in a while, you can climb a path again. And every day and night, moments never go away. There's no need to be afraid. You can climb a path again. There's no need to be afraid. When it's raining all the days, and you long for a smile that was almost forgotten. When you're searching for a change, you will find in your life what has kept you from falling. It's not too late to fight, the game has just begun. When you're done once in a while, you can climb a path again. And every day and night, moments never go away. There's no need to be afraid.
Hi guys, Hi guys.
Nice to see you. Are happy that we're here at Bax Music. Bax Music or Bax-shop in the Netherlands asked us to have a little introduction for FL Studio 20, and we prepared ourselves to show you the brand new update, FL Studio 20.7.
Yes.
And my name is Phil, and this is Tom. We both are from Germany, based in Berlin. We've been active in the German FL Studio community for more than 15 years. And we're now working for ImageLine at the tech support, and we're doing things like the fairs in Germany and stuff like this. And yeah, let's dive into it, because you just heard the song, the new song, one of the new features in FL Studio. As you guys probably know, with every update, there's a new project, which is now from Anna Mia, a new power user. She's also German, and she created this great song, which is now the demo song for FL Studio.
Exactly.
Yes, what you see now is for now the project, and the first feature you can see in here is the new color feature, the color management, because now we can dive into the unlocked colors, and Tom is now opening the color wheel, the color selector. And as you now can see, those are actually the colors you are used to, with a little shade in there. And now, as we just said, it's unlocked. You can unlock the shading and the colors. And I let Tom show you now the different color shades, or the different colors.
The different modes, exactly. So first we start with the save mode. This is this one here. So we have to save colors. So we have now the colors you are used to in FL Studio. They are not that colorful, because it can hurt the eyes and doesn't look that pleasant. But if you want them, you can just unlock them and use all the colors you want to have. We also have the snap mode, so we can disable it, and now you have the full color cycle. And also other modes, for example, more the box shape selector, and also the old one you're used to from FL Studio itself. You can also pick random colors, type in the hex value, and set it to default easily. Exactly. Yeah.
There are some features in the playlist and in the mixer we can show you right now, where you can put the light, the color to maximum height. Let's go into the mixer, and you go in here into the menu, and there you go to the view and colorful mixer. And if I go here on high, you see all the unlocked colors in the mixer. Also, we just did this here in the playlist, so you can also see in the channel rack here, those colors are also present. So this is the first feature we wanted to show you, because this is actually a great thing for managing the project and have a better overview over the bigger projects.
Exactly.
And before we forget it, because we're here now for the next 40-45 minutes, you guys are asked to participate in all the chats, in the Facebook chat and in the YouTube chat, because we have 2 FL Studio producer editions, which we want to give out for free to you guys. But you have to tell us, please, in the chat, in English would be great, why you deserve to get one of our FL Studio versions.
And why do you want to win it? For what reason? What do you like about FL Studio? And all the stuff, all the great stuff. And I will also enable the chat here now. So now we can see it here too.
Great.
All right.
So let's move on, because this is just one little feature. There are so many other great things about FL Studio 20.7. Since version 20.5, there is a Flex, the preset or synthesizer, Rompler synthesizer added to FL Studio. You can see it right here, and it's coming with a lot of free sound banks from really great sound designers. Actually, you get all the essential sounds like pianos and orchestral sounds with it, and you can also buy from the ImageLine shop additional packs. as you can see here, we have all loaded, like the ones from Saif, Samir, or even the Allbait Compendium on Allbait Bus Utopia, also one of the latest sets. Let's call it like that. So the great thing about Flex also is, which has just been implemented, is the MIDI import feature. Because before we had the Fruity LSD plugin in the mixer, and this was not really obvious to every user. Why should we have a generator plugin in the mixer? Now, since Flex has such a great sound engine, all the general MIDI sounds are implemented in the Flex and also a bit tweaked so they sound greater. And if you load a MIDI file, as you can see right now here, Tom is loading the Bohemian Rhapsody and just plays it. So every sound you hear now is being created by Flex.
Yeah, we can have a look here in here. We have this general MIDI library here, and there are a lot of sounds inside, 222 to be exact. Also some FX stuff like SFX kit, car crashes. Exactly, but also the 128 normal sounds you have in MIDI. And now I will just play it. Exactly, and as you can hear, it sounds better than the normal general MIDI we have in FL Studio normally with the Fruity LSD, and it's also not as strange to load up because you can just load it into the channel rack and you don't have to load it onto the master, the mixer. So this is really great. It's one of the latest additions to Flex, which super nice. We have also some other stuff we can talk about. For example, MIDI scripting. So you can now create your own MIDI scripts with Python. If you know how to work around Python, it's really easy. It's optimized for FL Studio, so you can almost do anything in FL Studio that you want to. And we have a forum on the official forum where you can create your own scripts and share them with us. And other people can download them, load them up, and they can just use their own hardware as how they want to. They can open the mixer on a special pad or something, for example. It's really, really great.
And you're free to share them, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So,
as I see in the chat, it's great you're already participating. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to just send them in. We just try to answer any question you have. That's one thing why we are here also. We just don't want to waste all of your time, but please participate. Yeah, as Tom just showed or mentioned, we have the MIDI scripting, which is really great. So now every controller, actually FL Studio is open to any controller out there. So just plug it in via USB or MIDI and it will be accepted by FL Studio. This is pretty unique for DAW like this.
Yeah.
And since we just showed the new update, let's go back to the
one thing first. I saw already one question, and is it available for Mac as well? It is. Yes, it's native for Mac, so you can download the demo if you want to and have a try, play around with it and look how it works for you. Yes, and also we have a really nice trial limitation, so you can just work in it as long as you want to. You just can't reopen your projects. This is one of the best solutions, in my opinion, to work with trials, because it's open and free, and you are not under pressure to open it again, after 30 minutes, or just have 14 days to try around. Exactly.
DJ Ferenc, the biggest difference between the Fruity and Producer Edition is obviously the recording input. So you are not able to record external audio sources into Fruity, and you're not even able to work on them, like slice or edit audio with an audio editor. This is the Edison, which comes with the Producer and Signature bundle, is not implemented in the Fruity edition. So there's no microphone input, and you can't put loops into the playlist. This is another feature which is really which is disabled in the Fruity edition. But if you are using another DAW on the market, you're free to use the Fruity edition as a VST plugin into your DAW, and there you can record all the audios and get the benefits of FL Studio's channel rec, for instance. So this is also a good addition for users of other DAWs, and it's really, really very cheap.
Exactly, yeah. We have some other features we want to talk about. For example, we have the MIDI scripting. We already had that. The advanced fill tool. Do you want to say something about it?
Just thought.
Okay.
I can say something.
Right. So here we have the advanced fill tool, and maybe I should first create you a new pattern. Find first empty. Advanced fill tool. It's really nice because you can simply create rhythms with it. So you can set up the sequence length. It will automatically lengthen the pattern, and also the interval. So if you want to have every third notes enabled, you can just put it on 3 or maybe on 5th, for example. But we have also other modes. The manual, for example, where you can just press it in. And the third, the biggest mode, is the Euclidean mode, where you can create steps that are it's a bit hard to explain. If we set it on 9, it tried to get the 9 steps on all of the 32 equally. So if I put it down a bit, for example, you can see it jumps a bit around, but it tried to put them equally on the grid. It's really nice to create polyrhythm stuff, for example. Drums that play a bit differently, that have a different vibe to it than that you normally would do. And you can also access all the other instruments from inside the advanced fill tool. So if you are happy with what you did to the kick, you can switch over to something else here and create a new pattern, for example, like here. That's really nice, really a nice addition for a lot of people who make strange music most of the time, like me, for example.
That's
exactly
strange. It's pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
Since we showed this, I think we can show the other feature here. We have a new arrangement. This is not new to 20.7, but to FL Studio 20. You just add a new arrangement, and you still have all the patterns and audio files accessible through the picker on the left side of the playlist. And just to show you the fill tool, which Tom just showed you, the advanced fill here, we just put some in here and just let them run so you guys hear something. Can you hear it? Yes. And you just saw here on the right the advanced looping mode. So this means, where is it at?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh,
thanks. I just pushed one. Okay, so this means you can even tell the sequence how long it is on this side here. And this is really easy for creating these polyrhythmic loops. We just put in here some advanced for this. All right, accept it. And we have to go in here, of course, for shifting the MIDI notes to the right channel. And maybe we'll just... So you get a feel about what Tom just said. You can have different sequences playing at the same length of about 2 or 3 bars, but they have different steps, like a third or second to that. Yes.
So I will do one here with Euclidean. Let's do 16. That's fine. That's the normal rhythm, and create one here with 3. For example.
Great. And this means when you put this now into the playlist, and now you can extend the MIDI clip exactly and tell FL Studio to loop the sequence we just had in 1 bar over the whole length of our MIDI clip, or in this instance, pattern clip for track 1. And this means you can instantly start a rhythm, and if you're an instrumentalist or you play any instrument, you're now really very fast set up to have a rhythm section to jam along and record your instruments to that. You now can hit right-clicking on the track. Let's say the second, please, the second track. And now we go to the track mode, and there you can assign an audio track actually from the mixer. So you can now say, okay, I have on, let's say, any channel where the microphone would be connected to, I can get the audio directly to this insert, to this track in the playlist, exactly from there, and record it in this track. So these are locked, and this is more track-based. This has become a good feature since FL Studio 20 is on the market. You are able to work track-based. You're not you don't have to use only patterns and loop them and copy and paste. You can now just work on one single track for a long time, record it, and after that you can, let's say, comp it or just cut it to the right length, or just get the parts you want for that.
Exactly. You can also load plugins on here. For example, Citrus. This is all not a new feature for 20.7, but for 20.
Yes.
And you can load stuff up here, and you can rename it, change the color if you want to. Let's do this color here, and rename it to Citrus 2 because it's the second Citrus we have. And as you can see here, the color changed here too, and also here in the channel red. So everything is linked now, and yes, exactly. If you want to open the Citrus, you can just click on the track itself. And if you want to automate something, it will create a group underneath and put the automation clip inside there. So this is a nice addition for people who are switching over to FL Studio from another DAW and are track-based workflow and worked in the track-based workflow in the past. So now they can do the same in FL Studio with a different approach, because you can now also mix both workflows together and still have not linked to the track, not linked instruments in here while having some linked. That's really nice and really great.
And yeah, when you link a track, an instrument to the track, there also will be a pattern created for this instrument, and this is then the track where you can exactly put in your notes or record your notes and chords. Therefore, you can also use the stamp tool, which is pretty neat, with 22 scales and 79 different chords, I guess. So this is really helpful. There it is. If you're a little bit familiar with music theory, then you are really set up with any chord you would probably need for your music. And you also have the scales. You can even highlight the scales. You don't have to put the notes anymore into a ghost channel. You can now even highlight the scales you want to have there and orientate for every single pattern or in any instrument you're using in the same scale. This is great. since we showed this, probably we should go to the plugins, the new plugins.
Yeah, sure.
There are my favorite, my absolute favorite is new time. Let's find a little loop. Actually, you can use the FL Studio loops, the drum loops here, although they already have loop markers in there. So this would not be helpful, but let's try it. New time here. For those that know FL Studio already, you're probably familiar with Newtone and Edison. Newtone is a monophonic audio editor for pitching single notes in audio. And Edison is our audio editor. And NewTime is now the time stretch editor, which has a pretty neat detection in there. We can just drop our files in here and there's not really much happening except the drum is now stretched to 87 BPM. And up here we can say, okay, I want to mark or have the markers as transient or as tempo detected. And they will be have a downbeat and the cut markers here in the middle. So when I slave it to the track, to the song, we don't have anything in there right now. It will be absolutely synchron to the beat. If you have vocals, and this is really helpful, go to transient and let the markers being set to the transient and just hit here the sync button and slave it to host and play along to your song. And the vocals will really be stretched to the tempo. And this is really, really helpful if you.
And now if you have something like in here that doesn't seem to be on grid, you can drag it on grid, for example. If it just is for small additions or small
changes.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is really pretty neat because in the background you see the quantization actually, and this is how you can orientate and place the markers there. Sometimes it's not really helpful if you have like a guitar played where it's more human to not have everything quantized. But this is a way to stretch smaller parts and being much faster to slave an audio file to your project.
Exactly.
Cool. This is really my highlight because it really saves you a lot of time. And
also, one small thing, you can save the groove markers and add them on different grooves. So you can try to get over the groove from one beat to another one. That's also very helpful.
Yeah, thanks.
Exactly.
This is really a really helpful feature. The next one would be an effect, which is called Destructor. Destructor is actually a distortion unit, but it's combined with 4 units in itself, and those units have different algorithms from different instruments and effects from FL Studio within. So let Tom just show you some.
For example, here you have the Harmor distortions for the first time outside of Harmor, so you can add it on everything you want to. That's really nice. Also Blood Overdrive, Fast Disc, Soft Clipper, and also 2 new ones, like the Aperture and Abrasive. And the new addition for FL Studio 20.7 is we have now white and a mono chorus setting here, which will widen up your sound or make it mono. What name already?
Yeah.
Audio.
Yes.
Exactly, which is really great, and it's a really nice plugin because you also, if you think that one distortion is not enough, you can change it here to a second one, to a third one, or maybe 4 distortions, and you can automate them, play with them. It's really nice and really fast. Exactly. There's also another small addition we have in FL Studio. It's more for FL Studio Mobile, but there's now the option that you can back up your songs in the cloud, which is really great.
Where was it? Sorry, mobile.
Now, 1 second. I think it's not on the list here. There is. Yeah.
This is the same as you find on your Android or your iOS device, or if you're still using a Windows phone, you can also find it there. This is exactly the same as you find on your phone. Yeah, so you can load your songs from your mobile device to FL Studio in itself, and probably you know that. But now new is that you can have a cloud backup directly in saving your songs directly into FL Studio. So you just have to sign in and enable the sharing, and then you're free to download all your songs from your mobile device to FL Studio, and then you have them in here. And you can even switch the sounds and upload it back to your mobile device again, or even have some audio files which you loop in here and put them into your mobile tracks.
Or maybe the other way around, if you have a nice idea and you create it on your phone, you can now work in FL Studio with your idea. So you can build it out, make it bigger, make it change out sounds that you don't have on your phone, for example, or maybe use third-party plugins. So it's a nice addition to 20.7, and I like it a lot because I use FL Studio also on my phone from time to time. Yeah, exactly.
Let's load a song of yours, I think, because the next
maybe first
we wanted to show.
We should ask for maybe for questions. If someone has any questions, we should answer.
There's one with the third-party plugin, which could be FL Studio.
Something similar.
Something similar to Silent One. Well, there are so many instruments here on the left side. If you press F8 on your keyboard, and on the left side you have the FL Studio instruments listed, on the right side the effects, and you can even put your third-party plugins with a thumbnail into this and categorize them. So as you see on the left side, there are already a lot of synthesizers with all the synthesis. Sorry, with FM, subtractive, additive synthesis. And it depends on the version you own of FL Studio. Like this here, so badass. It depends on your FL Studio version, from Fruity to Producer to Signature Bundle and all plugins bundle. There are plugins implemented which you own then, and what I wanted to say, and with your lifetime free update, this is actually the greatest thing. You will always get all the new features for free. If there will be a version 21, version 22, you will get the update for free.
Exactly. Definitely. And for the question itself, something to use that's similar to Silent One. I would tell you to try around all the synths inside FL Studio. For example, Cypress is very strong, and you can do almost all now. You can create all sounds you want in FL Studio alone. For example, myself, I work a lot with 3X oscillator because that's very basic and I like the sound of it, and use a lot of effects on it. So 5 to 15 sounds, for example. Yeah. So try out Cypress. Cypress is great for it. There was another question.
Here, this one. Is it possible to automatically assign a mixer channel so you don't have to assign it yourself? Yeah, sure, let's just open a new one because this is getting messy. You want to see the mixer clean. And what we just showed, you can now go on F8, just drag and drop the plugin you want to have and put it on a track. And as you see here, the mixer channel is automatically assigned. What I forgot to tell you here is this little I. This symbol is for the instrument. And when you have the track mode on the audio track, then it will be an A for the audio track. And this will always show you, okay, this one is linked to a mixer track already.
Exactly. But there's another way you can load up, for example.
Sorry, we should go to the window if you show this.
We should, yeah. I can load up, for example, Flex now, put it in here. And you can press on the track button here, and it will assign it to a new track. And as he did a second ago, you just grab something here with F8. You grab something, for example, FPC, and then you should maybe open the playlist before that and load the FPC on track 3, and now they will be linked here.
This is the I and the A, what you probably just didn't see. Yes.
Yes, and it will also change the colors automatically. But this one feature here, if you load up something and you click on this track, it's one of the easiest way to link something to the mixer, and one of the fastest way, in my opinion.
Maybe now you just load your project, and I go into this question: what is the best way to learn how this program works? Following us, reading the manual, of course, and just go on YouTube, on any platform you find, and any tutorial you find, just work through it. Just click there where the people click, and even if they don't explain you any single step, just try it out and you will feel and hear it, how it works, and this is getting you the confidence, and will train you and your ears, of course.
Yeah.
And if you're really eager to learn music, to write music, and to write down an arrangement, you can always deep dive into the music theory, and you will also find a lot of workshops and helpful videos online. So just feel free to try it out.
Also, there are a lot of great communities all around the world. So, for example, in Germany, we have one that we are active in for a long time now. Just look around you. Maybe there's a community in your language, or maybe there's one in English that you like. Just join it, and most of the times the people are very great in there, helpful, and sometimes we are also in there. I'm in a lot of English communities and German communities. So and we will also help you if you have a question or something, because we love to help other people. Exactly. Yeah. Is there something else?
He wants to win. Everybody wants to win. This is great. So
That's good.
Anyone who didn't write it down yet in the Facebook chat or in the YouTube chat, just compete and tell us why you should get one of our FL Studio Producer Edition copies.
Yeah. Someone said Udemy. Exactly. It's a great place to find stuff, but you have to pay for it most of the times. And there's also very great stuff on YouTube alone. There are nice YouTubers. I can't tell any names because it depends on what you like to see. But just have a look. FL Studio tutorial, something, search for it, and you will find great stuff. And something else wrote FL Studio looks simpler than Ableton.
This is my religion.
This if you like the workflow of FL Studio, it will be of course simpler for you if it fits your needs. But Ableton has also a nice workflow. It's different. So try it out. Try out the trial, and decide for yourself which one fits your needs. Yeah.
There are a lot of workflows in FL Studio. This is really modular and adaptive, so you can even work with the workflow you have in Ableton, with the loopings of the tracks in the playlist. So we have a live mode, still the performance mode here in FL Studio, and you're able to route or load your loops into the playlist and just loop them. And there's also, if you just right click on the track, for instance, there's not only the track mode, there's a performance settings mode underneath that, and yet there you can see how this slot will react when you loop one of those. But you have to be in the performance mode and switch to that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. There's a question on Facebook I just saw. It's any mastering tips. You have to. It's not that easy to give out mastering tips. There are great tools you can use. For example, Maximus is great. It's a really great multiband compressor you can use for mastering. But it really depends on the kind of music you do, on how great your mix is, and you have to train your ears for it, because it's a long way to get to a point you are happy with in mastering. It's kind of an art for itself.
Yes.
So there are not many tips we can, or I can give out for that. Just find your plugins that you like to use for mix and mastering, and do a great mix before that. Because if the mix isn't that good, isn't that great, the mastering won't fix anything. The mastering is not the fix for your mix. So do a great mix, and you maybe don't even need a mastering.
Yes. Learn gain staging, leveling for that instance, for the mixing part, and after that, you know what the points are you have to work on.
Exactly.
And maybe you just work with people that are mastering; they can give you greater insights and experiences. Yes.
How can you create a good outside the club effect?
This is actually pretty fun.
So you can load up equalizer, for example, and let's disable all of them. 1 second here. Just one.
That's
and
a reset for that.
Let's set this one to a bandpass, sorry. And now we have to find the right frequency for you. Let's
listen to your song. Yes.
Turn down the volume a little bit first, and you have to enable the equalizer, of course. It depends. It depends on how far you are away from the club, or how you wanna have the sound. It's really simple.
But with this effect, you always have to take a look at the reverb. The reverb tail, you wouldn't hear that really outside.
Yeah.
You know, this is another thing. You can always use the equalizer, but you have to know that the room inside the club won't be audible outside of the club. So this is one other thing. Just render the reverb out or use a tool for that.
Exactly. And someone wrote in the mix, it's a great channel. It's a great channel for tutorials, for stuff about FL Studio. Yeah, and it has a great community on Discord, for example.
Yeah, Michael's really explaining very
Yeah,
nicely.
he does.
Let's go to your song.
This is just a small example for the sound of FL Studio, because nothing in here is a third party. And the bass lines are all made in Felix Oscillator. So everything in here is FL Studio stock plugin. And it's very heavy. So exactly. All you hear here is FL Studio, and there's nothing from outside. So if you have any questions about it, you can of course ask here. And I think it's just a great thing to show what FL Studio alone, without any external stuff, is capable of, and not only the EDM sound that a lot of people do in FL Studio. Because you can do almost everything in FL Studio. You can not almost. Again, it's everything.
It's open for every genre.
Genau, exactly. You can record in FL Studio if you don't own the Root Edition. Everything up is capable of recording. You can you can mix down stuff, you can master in FL Studio, you can do EDM music, you can do jazz, whatever you want to. You can also do metal, rock stuff. I did a lot of metal in FL Studio, to be honest, and
I recorded jazz bands.
yeah, and everything.
Yes.
In my case, everything in a box. So I did not record the drums. I did not record the guitars. Everything was made in FL Studio with external plugins too. But you can do it if you want to, and exactly.
In addition to Michael's channel, of course, there is the Image Line channel on YouTube, as you all should know, and there are a lot of videos online from the FL Studio guru Scott, and he's been doing this for years, so you will find probably an answer, a video for every question you have. This is an addition I just wanted to tell you. And also, Lucius, I think you said ask about the Citrus. Of course, there are a lot of presets also in the Image Line forums. You can get free presets, but very interesting to know, probably for some older guys of you, Citrus is capable of loading all the DX7 files. So I used to have a DX7 myself for years, and I was really happy to recover all my sysx files and load them into Citrus and have the exact same sound in the synthesizer. So this is probably a good addition also to know from the software or hardware world coming together, and the DX7 is pretty old, so you will find a lot of presets.
Yes,
definitely, and they're all free.
And you also should try to learn the plugin itself from the presets, because it's a great way if you want to make future house music. You can learn from the presets. You just download it and you load them up, and you look into them, how they work, how they sound, why they sound like the sound, and then you can create your own and maybe upload them to our forum, so you can share them with other people. But would be always great. Citrus is capable of doing a lot of nice sounds also for future house. Yes. Definitely.
And the last thing we definitely want to share with you is the Z game visual editor. And yes, this is probably one of the nicest updates here in this version. So to this song, it's also really nice to have animated video. And here we have the wizard, and in the wizard you can load any video, any preset here, any template, and put in your song title. Sorry, song.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too loud, so let's turn it a bit down, just in case.
What I just said, okay, you can put your author name into that, the song title, you can change this, you can automate any of these layers, and when you're done with that, just export it, upload it to YouTube, and you have your song with a great visual animation online. And this is also really unique. You can't do this with any DAW out there. And if you're not only an audio designer, also a video designer or artist trying to have great visuals, just try it. It's coming with FL Studio for free. And it's emerging all the time. So this is now the wizard working great. There are a lot of shaders. You can even download pictures and videos from Pixels and other content providers online.
Yes.
So this is a really, really big world to make more impressive videos for your music.
And to explore. And the great thing about this, it is if you're done here and you don't want to export it, if you want to change something that you can change in here because you want to have the access to the layers, you can just close it. I will do it in a second, and then you are able to work on the layers. But something else very nice is in here you have process, so you can overlay stuff. It's really nice too, and that looks nice here. But let's turn it off for now, because you can change anything in here, and you can also lock the things. And maybe the foreground, I don't like it, and then you can change it out to something else. For example, this one here on the side, big one here. Then that's really nice and really simple and really fast. And now if you want to edit this one here, you just close it, and now it will be opened with the layers. So you can now change stuff in here.
Any parameter here is automatable. You can right click and have an automation clip, or even
link to controller, for example.
And you can interlink them to another controller and so on. Therefore, there's a control creator in the mixer. There are so many ways to be creative and impress people, not only with the music, but also with the visuals coming with that.
Exactly. And you can also, you're able to export to 5K. So this is a lot. That's really a lot.
Yes.
Is it possible to make the visuals react to certain frequencies? Of course,
sure.
It is possible.
Any layer has an audio source.
Yeah, you have to find one that is capable. Here, this one, for example, you can choose anything from your mixer, and you can simply create a new channel, put an equalizer on that, and send the sound you want to have on that, and then you are able to choose that as an input for your effect.
Yeah, frequencies. You can also go into the equalizer and use the Fruity P controller to just get certain frequencies and get any automation being controlled by that. So this would be a little bit advanced, but yes, everything of this is possible with FL Studio. And if you want to see any not only demo videos, but users that were participating at the image line visual contest, just go to flstudio.com, log into the forum, and there will be the visual contest. And there's some great videos already done by FL Studio users.
Exactly. So
Tom is now showing you the Fruity P controller.
But it's the wrong one. I have to choose this one here.
To know the P controller is reacting on the peak, so on the volume, amplitude, like for instance from a kick or anything else.
In this case, it's a master, and if I press play now,
yeah, there you can see the volume, and these peaks can be used for automating anything, not only with the visual. This is what you actually also use for ducking when you have a bass and a kick and you want to duck the frequency in the bass from the kick, so that when the kick comes it will duck the sound of the bass down. This is the Fruity Peak Meter controller that will do this.
Exactly. But I see that we are already a bit out of time.
We're done.
Yes.
I guess.
I hope that all the questions are answered, and I hope that the two lucky winners of FL Studio will receive them fast, so they can make music in the current time.
And have a lot of fun with FL Studio. Feel free to ask. Go to flstudio.com and just register for the forum, and feel free to ask anything you need to know about.
Exactly. We are there for you. For all of you.
And if you have team of Image Line, of course, they all
exactly
will help you with this.
Yeah, and if you have any issues, just come to us, to the tech support, and we will be there for you to help you solve your issues.
Great.
All right,
guys, thank you. It was a pleasure. Also, it was the first time for us to do this streaming and talking English for an hour, but hey, it's fun. And hope to see you guys soon. Have a great one.